Well, we better start playing in the mud. Way less sanding, way faster. Pick up a set like this. Come on, let's try. Are you sick of doing drywall work by hand, getting all muddy, making a mess? Well, CanAm's got you covered, and they got a perfect set for renovators and DIYers that involves less sanding, less mess, and it's really easy to use. Come on, let me show you how. Can you see me? Camouflage. One of the many tricks that I have up my sleeve. I don't even have sleeves. It's a t-shirt. So why use this over this? Well, it's pretty simple. This NyCor set from CanAm helps you form perfect corners every time. And it comes with different heads. So it's as easy as putting the head on and just riding the flusher up and down, perfectly formed corners every time. So you want me to show you how to do it? Well, we better start playing in the mud. Come on, let's try. Of course, there's lots of ways to finish an inside corner when you're doing drywall. But what we really want to show you here is how NyCor can make it easier, faster, and even look better. So the first thing we're going to want to do in any corner is we're going to want to get some drywall compound onto the corner. Of course, if you don't have all the tools, you can simply get some mud in a pail, scoop it up, start lathering it into the corner all the way along, or you can pre-coat your tapes and then put the tape up into the corner. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use CanAm's compound applicator, the compound tube. And I'm actually going to apply using an inside applicator all the way neatly up into this corner. And then I'm going to embed my drywall tape into that. Okay, so I found a way to get some compound up onto the wall. And now it comes time to set the tape. So I'm just going to go ahead, pre-crease my paper tape, and I'm going to embed it in the drywall compound that's already been put on the wall. So not too much pressure, just using my fingers. I'm just going to set it into that mud, all the way down to where the baseboard will cover. So now that that paper tape has been nicely embedded into that drywall compound, you really have two options. Another thing you might want to invest in is what's called an inside roller. And this thing really helps you set your drywall tapes perfectly in the corner. What this guy is designed to do is sit it into the corner, roll it up and down, and it will carefully embed that tape at a nice 90-degree angle. What's great about these inside finishers is I can do it all just with this. And this CanAm NyCor set comes with several different sizes. This green size is perfect for setting your tapes, meaning that the drywall compound fan isn't going to be as wide as, say, their gray one or their blue one. So what you're going to want to do first is you're going to want to take your setting finisher, your 2.5-inch finisher, slip it on a broom handle or the actual CanAm roller arm, and you're just carefully going to dip the tip of it in some compound. Now the reason you want to do this is just that you don't want to be pulling too much of the tape as you go. You want to make sure there's enough compound in there so that the tape isn't getting pulled with it. So I'm not going to start too close to the edge. I don't want to risk pulling that tape, but all I'm going to do is embed the NyCor inside finisher into that corner, 45 degree. And I'm just going to ride up nice and carefully, nice and perfectly in that corner. Now when I get to the top here, I'm just going to stop. You're not going to be able to get all the way into corners. You will have to go and grab a drywall knife and clean that corner out. Now this isn't a video to teach you how to do three-way corners. Of course we have other videos that show how we do that in several different ways. This is just a video to introduce you to these tools, and very reasonable to get your hands on some of these and try a different way to finish your drywall. You can see I just did one quick pass and it's already left with such a beautiful, perfect line that now all I'm going to do is go back, and then I'll show you what some of the wider profiles look like and how we can finish even nicer with way less sanding and way faster. So just remember, this is just coat 1. It doesn't have to be perfect on this coat. You just don't want to leave any ridges, any high points, anything like that. The next coat that we do using the wider fanned NyCor products is going to cover a lot farther, and that's what's really going to start feathering out that corner. Much easier to sand. Now all you're going to do is just take off some of this extra mud. Don't be afraid to have fun with it. Get that back into your bucket, take this off, and then just rinse it off. Bucket of water. And watch this. All I'm doing is shaking it around a few times. This baby's pretty much clean. A little bit more of that, and it's ready to go again. Now this coat isn't dry at all. You're going to want to let that first coat dry up, maybe 24 hours, before you go ahead and do coat 2 with the wider finishers. But I want to show you now, while it's still wet, I want to show you the difference between using that green head and using this wider blue head. And I'll show you exactly the principle of what we're talking about. So I'm going to go ahead, use the applicator tube again. Again, if you'd rather just use a trowel, you're more than welcome to scoop up mud and do it piece by piece. I'm going to use the corner applicator with the compound tube because I find it easier, and we already have the investment in having it, so we better use it. Nope. You do it, it's better. So I'm going to apply some more mud, and I'm going to show you what this guy will do. So the applicator is not going to work quite as well since that coat's not dry. But this is just to give you the idea of the different fan size of the different NyCor products. Do you want me to explain it again?
What are we doing?
Okay, so now all I'm going to do is I'm going to put on this 3.5 inch finishing coat. This is really what you want to be doing 2, maybe 3 coats down the line. So it's not the perfect time to do it, but keep a very close eye on how much farther the mud gets fanned out and therefore tapered out. And you'll see why. This is a finishing coat, and it'll be ready for sanding after this coat. So again, just to make sure it's got enough compound on it, I'm just going to touch the face. You get the sense of how much nicer the finishing coat is than the first coat. Pretty good. Now, of course, I'm not going to finish this 3-way yet, but as I'm smoothing out this top section, the part where the finisher can't get to, it's an important reminder just how hard it is to do that same thing with just a knife. As I'm smoothing out this side and trying to come down, I have a lot of experience taping, but even for me, it's a lot harder to get both sides looking good. It takes a while, right? Whereas that finisher, you just run it up and down and it gives you that perfect finish every time. A lot of semi-automatic tools and flushers, finishers like this, they're really expensive. And so for DIYers or contractors, they can be really intimidating. But take it from us. Give this CanAm NyCor set a try and toss me one of those. Pick up a set like this. It's only going to run you a few dollars. You can use it with your own painting stick, paint roller stick, pole, or a broomstick. And really, give it a try. Watch our video, practice, and you'll be surprised how much faster and cleaner you can do inside corners. It's a really good product.